guys, welcome back to our channel Go for Agriculture. So in our previous lectures we have seen about the marginal productivity theory of distribution. So basically this topic is about how we distribute the price between our productive agents. So who are our productive agents? Of course they are the factors of production like land, labor, capital and enterprise. So and also we have studied about the four terms like MPP, marginal physical productivity, marginal revenue productivity, value of marginal physical productivity and average physical productivity, and also we have seen its assumptions. So today we'll be discussing the continuation of this topic. So it's basically about the Recardian theory of rent. So in this topic we'll be seeing the explanation of this theory, like who have developed this theory, and also we'll be seeing its assumptions, and we'll be seeing the reasons for its existence, why the rent term has been developed, and at last we'll be seeing its criticisms. Okay, so let's start with our lecture. So first is the explanation of the theory. So you can see here an English classical economist, David Ricardo, he first developed this theory in 1817. So he developed this theory just to explain the origin and nature of economic rent. So if we see why did he develop or how did he get to develop this idea. So during 1805 to 1815, so the people they basically used to grow corn on land, like on the acre or the some of the acres on the land. Okay, so during that time only there were Napoleonic wars. Okay, so due to this war there were large rise in the corn and the land prices simultaneously. So due to this raise in the prices, this David Ricardo, like he was literally so confused. He did the rise in the land prices made the raise in the price of the corn, or the raise in the price of the corn made to increase the demand of the land? Means he was literally confused which led to which, means what is the cause and at last what is the reaction. Okay, so finally after cleaning up this confusion, so this David Ricardo he defined rent as the portion of the produce of the earth. So portion of produce of the earth means land. Okay, so the portion of the produce of the earth which is paid to the landlord. So in a particular land if we see, so of course there will be the owners of that land. So we'll call the owners of that land as the landlord. Okay, so if we use that land, so of course we should pay something to the landlord because we are using his land. So what David is saying, that the portion of the produce of the land which is paid to the landlord for the use of the original and indestructible powers of the soil. So basically original and indestructible powers means the properties of the land. Okay, so if you use someone's land you should pay them. Okay, like nowadays we are paying them money, but in the olden days they used to pay them with by giving some of that crop like corn, some of the bags of the corn. So this is how they used to pay in those days, but nowadays we are paying them with the money. Okay, so this is how Ricardo defined rent. Next is assumptions of the theory. So there are some assumptions. So the first assumption is rent of the land arises due to the difference in the fertility. So basically fertility means the productivity of the land. Okay, like for example if we take there are three lands: land A, land B and land C. Okay, so these three lands have their different productivity. Like for example if we see land A have higher productivity, land B have a medium, and land C have a little lower productivity. Okay, so among these three lands which land would you think will have a higher rent? So of course with the higher productivity means land A. So this is what Ricardo said. He said that rent of the land arises due to difference in the fertility or situation of the different plots of land. And the second assumption was Ricardo assumes the operation of law of diminishing marginal returns in case of cultivation land. So as the different plots of land differ in fertility, of course we have seen that, so the produce from the inferior land diminishes though the total cost of production is same. So again, if I take the same example, you can see the A have the higher productivity, B have medium, and C have lower. But the cost of the production is same. Means A is equal to B is equal to C. Means these three land are having the same cost of production. Cost of production is same, but here you can see due to the different ranges in productivity, means I see that A is the inferior plot, B, C are the really lower ones. So here you can see not because of the cost of production, but because of the difference in the fertility there is rent. यहाँ पे कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन सेम है, लेकिन फर्टिलिटी जो है ये बी सी के बीच में ये तो अलग है, इसलिए देयर इज रेंट. Okay, so next is he says that land being a gift of nature, it has no supply price or no cost of production. And also he says that from the society's point of view the entire return from land is surplus earning. So in those days, apart from land, we have many things to do. Like we used to sell some things and we used to do some work. Means we have money in our hands. Apart from that also, we are earning money from the land by the means of rent. Means rent is not only the source of money. It's not a single source. We have many sources of money. जैसे हम जॉब कर सकते हैं या हम we can make a business, कुछ भी. Even though we have many sources of income also, we are getting an extra income from rent. So this is what the third point basically says. So it is the entire return from land, means rent is a surplus earning, means we are additionally earning it. Okay, and okay, so these are the assumptions of the theory. So the first one says that the rent arises due to difference in the fertility. So basically fertility का मतलब है productivity. ठीक है, so if you ask me what is productivity, like for example A और B land है, ठीक है, so A land में you're growing corn and in B also you're growing corn for example, ठीक है. So due to higher productivity in A, so A का harvesting करने के बाद, so the total yield जो है तो for example 50 quintals per hectare for example. लेकिन B का productivity कम है when compared to A. So for example its yield is 20 quintals per hectare. मतलब यहाँ पे A and B, A's yield is 50 and B's yield is 20. So ये है productivity है, मतलब A का productivity ज़्यादा है when compared to B. So this is how the rent is. It is due to differences in the fertility, मतलब productivity. ठीक है. So next are the reasons for existence of rent. So why the rent has developed. So इसमें दो reasons है. एक है scarcity of land. Okay, so Ricardo he basically assumed that land has only one use. It is to grow corn. मतलब at that time he have thought the land is only used to grow corn. मतलब इसका सप्लाई जो है फिक्स्ड है. जैसे आप इस ग्राफ में देखिए, सो x axis is the quantity and y axis is the price. So according to Ricardo supply is fixed क्योंकि इसका पर्पस तो सिर्फ टू ग्रो द कॉर्न. सो एक ही पर्पस है, मतलब सप्लाई तो फिक्स ही होगा. सो यू कैन सी द सप्लाई इज सेम, मीन्स फिक्स्ड. एंड ऑल्सो इफ यू सी हियर, hence the price of the land is totally determined by demand. So supply तो फिक्स है, मतलब we should determine its price by the demand of the land. So आप देख सकते हो supply तो फिक्स है. So if you see this D1, so you can see at the D1 point, so it is E, means at the D1 means at E price is P1. At the same time D2 मतलब at point F price is P2. मीन्स यहाँ पे दो डिमांड्स है, दो प्राइजेस है. इट मीन्स प्राइस इज directly proportional to demand. So based on this thing we can finalize that there was a higher uh, raise in price of corn मतलब during the Napoleonic War, like we have seen in the first slide. Okay, let me go back to that. Here you can see, like in the Napoleonic War there was a large change in rise in corn and the land prices. So this Ricardo, he was confused why there was a change. So is there a change in land prices because of raise in corn price, or the corn price has raised because of the change in demand for the land? He's confused. So this formula, it gave him a conclusion that it was the higher price of the corn which caused an increase in demand. So due to the raise in price, the raise in demand, means due to the raise in price of the corn, the demand also increased. So this is the conclusion. This is why the land of the the demand of the land has increased. Why? Because of the increase in price. This is the formula. मतलब price is directly proportional to demand. Okay, so this is the reason, first reason, and the next is the differences in the fertility of the soil. So as I've told you before, when compared to land and land, the productivity will be different. Okay, so let's see, like with this small graph. So in this I mentioned a term called differential rent. Differential rent. So differential rent means the difference between the produce of the superior land and the inferior land. So let me explain you with this small graph. So on the x-axis you can see the land, and the y-axis you can see its produce. So here three lands are there. This is one land, this is one land, and this is one land. Okay, so you can see like A to D land, like let me name this as land 1, land 1, land 2, and land 3 for example. Okay, so here you can see the land 1, this is the produce of the land 1, this is the produce of the land 2, and this is the produce of the land 3. So this cost is same, as we have seen in our previous slides. The cost is same, but rent has arisen because of differences in their productivity. So you can see in the first land, this is one productivity and this is one productivity, means the productivity is more. If you see in the land 2, the productivity is there, matlab the extra productivity is there, but not more productivity when compared to 1, because you can see the 1 is having more and 2 is having less. But if you see the 3, there is no more productivity, means the cost is equal to productivity, means the cost, how much cost is there, productivity is also that much only. There is no extra productivity, but in 1 and 2 there is extra productivity, means this black shaded portion is the extra productivity, but in 3 there is no extra productivity. So this economic rent means this extra portion is called as economic rent. This extra portion you can see here, this and this is called as economic rent. So also this one. Okay, so economic rent means extra productivity जो है lands का, it is called as economic rent. So if I see what is if I say what is differential rent, this is means the difference between the produce of the superior lands to the inferior. So यहाँ पे 3 lands है, 1, 2 and 3. So among this, which one is superior and which one is inferior? 1 is superior and 3 is inferior, because 1 का production is more, extra production है this and this, लेकिन 3 का extra production कुछ नहीं है, cost is equal to production in 3. ठीक है, so इस दोनों के बीच में difference जो है, this is the differential rent. Okay, so now once we see this table, you will get a clear cut idea. So यहाँ पे 3 lands है, 4 lands, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if you see, the total production is different. So first land का 200 rupees है total produce or its value, second land का 150 है, third land 100 and fourth is 75. So you can see the value of the land goes on decreasing. ठीक है. So and also the same that the cost of production the same है, as I've told you before. So since the value is decreasing, cost of production is the same, but the rent also goes on decreasing because its value depends on its the rent depends on value. So अगर वैल्यू ज़्यादा होगा तो रेंट भी ज़्यादा होगा, अगर वैल्यू इज़ लेस रेंट भी लेस होगा. ठीक है. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट आई वांट टू से. ठीक है. सो ये है डिफरेंशियल रेंट है. सो दिस इज ऑफ द रेंट डिपेंड्स ऑन द डिफरेंसेस ऑफ द फर्टिलिटी ऑफ द सॉइल. सो फर्टिलिटी का मतलब है प्रोडक्टिविटी. ओके. सो दिस इज द रीजन फॉर द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ रेंट. ओके. सो नेक्स्ट है criticisms of the theory. So till now we have studied that Ricardo, he simply said that land is basically used for growing corn. मतलब इसका supply fixed है, लेकिन wrong, because land is also used for other purpose also, not only for growing corn but also for for constructing the buildings, industries, मतलब बहुत सारे uses है. So this is one of the criticism of the Ricardo's theory. He said that land is only wait, let me show you. Here he said land is only used to grow corn, means इसका supply fixed है. Here you can see. लेकिन we can use it for other purpose also, उसका alternative uses भी है. ठीक है. So this is the first criticism. Second criticism means the productivity of the land does not depend entirely on the fertility. So if you see till now whatever I've told, I was talking about the productivity only. Differences in the productivity leads to difference in rent. That's what I was talking about from the last 10 to 15 minutes, है ना. So this is what Ricardo said. लेकिन ये दूसरा criticism है. It basically says that the productivity of the land does not depend on fertility, लेकिन it also depends on the position, means where the land is, जैसे area of the land, and also investment or effective use of capital. These are some of the factors which which determine the productivity of the land. ये तो दूसरा criticism है. और तीसरा है, he said that land does not possess any original or indestructible power. इसका मतलब है land productivity will not decrease at all, it will be increasing only. मतलब land have some powers, so these powers make land's productivity indestructible. This is what Ricardo said. लेकिन जैसे मान लो आप corn grow कर रहे हो, so you've been using the fertilizers more and more and more. So as the years pass क्या होगा, लैंड का फर्टिलिटी कम हो जाएगा. गाइस यहाँ पे फर्टिलिटी का मतलब है, मतलब व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग, मतलब कॉर्न का फर्टिलिटी मतलब सॉइल फर्टिलिटी बेसिकली. ठीक है. सो एज यू स्टार्ट यूजिंग द फर्टिलाइजर्स, कॉर्न मतलब लैंड का फर्टिलिटी डिक्रीज होगा, मतलब सॉइल फर्टिलिटी. सो इफ द सॉइल फर्टिलिटी डिक्रीजेस, डिमांड फॉर द लैंड ऑल्सो डिक्रीजेस, है ना. सो दिस इज द थर्ड क्रिटिसिज्म. Okay, so it basically says that Ricardo, he says that land does not possess any original or indestructible powers. So this is what critics said, but Ricardo says that land is indestructible, it have a magical powers, but the truth is land is destructible. मतलब इसके पास कुछ powers ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's only depends on the soil fertility. ठीक है. और फोर्थ क्रिटिसिज्म है, he said no rent land is unrealistic. लेकिन रियलिटी में every land has its rent, even it's a small land also, we should pay the rent to the landlord when we use it. So this is the fourth criticism. So these are the criticisms of the theory. ठीक है. So if I say what is the moral of the story is, this Ricardo, he's completely or solely focused on the fertility only. He said land is a fixed supply, मतलब supply तो fixed होगा, and the second is land मतलब rent, it completely depends on fertility, लेकिन land have alternative uses also, and the third is he said that land is an indestructible power. जैसे you can see in this one. So it is the indestructible power of the soil. लेकिन land can be destructible. जैसे if the soil fertility decreases, क्या होगा? Demand for the land also decreases. So this is the three things he solely focused on, and also these are the criticisms also. We can say the drawbacks of this theory. Okay, so this is it guys. In today's lecture we have seen the Recardian rent theory. So it's really easy and also interesting also, because it's completely depend on how the Recardian he have developed rent, and what are his explanation, and how we developed it, and what are his drawbacks on this theory. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel so that you can get the daily notifications of the videos we upload. And if you have any queries, you can ask us on our Instagram page, or you can post in the comment section also. And yes, we have recently released soil science lectures, so we are getting many comments, man, please get the soil science. So if you're really interested, if you're preparing for the competitive exams, so these soil science lectures will be really helping you a lot. So thank you for watching, and also you can download this PPT from our Telegram channel, Go for Agriculture. So till then, take care, stay tuned, bye bye.